Hey guys, Chef Michael Hunter here. Today we're doing Canada Goose Cassoulet. It's waterfowl season, one of my favorite birds to go hunting for. And this recipe is actually in my cookbook. So I'm gonna do a little demo. I've got Canada Goose breasts, some bacon, the goose legs, one of my favorite parts of the goose, carrot, onion, celery, garlic, and white beans. The thing with these white beans is I've had them soaking overnight. Just helps them cook faster when they're already hydrated in water. So first up, let's just get all our veg chopped. As we're prepping today, I'm using a knife that was gifted to me from Benchmade. First thoughts is it's super sharp, nice and short. For what we're doing today, we don't need a big long chef's knife, so this is sort of perfect. Nice prep knife. The carrot, onion, celery is just a base. The French call it mirepoix. Italians call it sofrito, the exact same recipe. It's like 1 part onion, 2 parts onion, 1 part carrot, 1 part celery. In Creole cooking, they sub the carrot for green bell pepper and they call it the Holy Trinity, but it's just a base. Sort of your depth of flavor when you make a stew. We're gonna sear our legs, add our mirepoix, and then add our bacon. Season, salt, fresh pepper. So here we're just trying to add some color to the meat, and that color is flavor. So that kind of brown color that I'm going for, that caramelization, a little bit right there, not quite enough when they let it keep going. That's gonna be the flavor, that nice dark, rich flavor that's gonna be in the stew. And then at the same time, I'm rendering the bacon fat. I'm gonna caramelize the bacon, cook the goose legs in the bacon fat. And then so for this breast, we can either slow roast this, you can sous vide it first if you want, but it's gonna be cooked in a separate pan than the cassoulet. Okay, so that's the caramelization I'm talking about. Nice golden color, it's not burnt or anything, it's just nice and brown. Okay, so both sides are browned off, the bacon's rendered. I'm gonna add our mirepoix. There are herbs in there. We're gonna cook the veg down until it's soft or sweat it out a little bit. Reduce some of the moisture in the vegetables, concentrate those flavors. Then we'll add our white beans, some white wine, and I've got some duck stock that's gonna go in there. Okay, so the veg has been sweat down. You can see the onions are kind of translucent. I'm gonna add some white beans here. Deglaze with some white wine. And that wine's gonna pull all the brown bits off the bottom of the pan. Just flavorful, and we'll reduce that wine for a minute and then add our stock. The beans are going to absorb all that stock and help break down the tough goose legs. Put the lid on, into the oven at 325 for about 3 hours. All right, let's check on our cassoulet. It's been in for about 2.5 hours. See, the beans have soaked up a lot of the stock. You still see that it's not dry, and the goose is starting to fall off the bone. So I'm going to say this is done. We take this out of the oven and let it rest while we cook our goose breast. All right, we got our Canada goose breast. It's been seasoned with salt and pepper. We got a hot cast iron pan, some bacon fat, and we're just gonna sear it, caramelize the meat, and then put it in an oven at 200 degrees, nice and low and slow. All right, our cassoulet is done. The beans are soft, but most importantly, the goose is soft. So we can break it apart. We can shred this goose meat, almost like a pulled pork kind of texture. These beans are tender. If you push them, they break. You don't want to eat them when they're hard. They'll upset your stomach. So make sure the beans are soft and the goose is soft. Butternut squash puree. See the bacon in there, goose meat, sauce. Cut up our goose breast. I slow roasted this so it would stay tender. If you cook it too fast, as mentioned earlier, goose can be like 25, 30 years old. So low and slow is really the way to go with goose. Otherwise you can wind up with something really tough. Smoking works well, sous videing works well, or just slow roasting. A really, really slow temperature. It's a great way to go about it. Some fresh parsley. Here we have our Canada Goose cassoulet, white beans, squash puree. All right guys, thanks for watching the video. Hope you try this one out. It's a great way to use those tough Canada Goose legs. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one.